In this Clash of Clans video, we take the brand new level 65 Archer Queen, them extra 5 levels from the Clash of Clans update, and we are going to battle her out 1v1 against every single defense so that you can see exactly how powerful she is following the June 2019 update. Without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, let's start off here with the Archer Towers. Now I am going to move through the defenses just randomly, and at the end of the video, once we've done all of the 1v1 attacks, I'm going to do an attack with 20 healers, an Immortal Archer Queen attack, to see how she manages. So let's go ahead and deploy her. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I'm going to bring you more videos like this, breaking down the new troop levels. Maybe we'll do the level 65 Barbarian King. Let me know down in the comments. But as you can see, no problem versus the Archer Towers. Let's move on to the cannons and see how she manages. Okay, real quick before we move on, I forgot about the short-ranged Archer Tower, so when we do move on to the cannons, I'll be sure to put the double cannon in there as well from the builder base. The Queen not really having an issue here. Remember, this is just each defense in isolation. It's not really a realistic base, just gives you a bit of an idea, but let's move on. Okay, so the cannons should be a little bit harder than the Archer Tower for the Archer Queen, just because they specialize in ground defenses. And guys, I will be sure to update you on sneak peeks as well on my Instagram. Be sure to follow any of my social medias to stay up to date. All of them platforms are linked down below. The double cannon getting to work against the Archer Queen. Still only half health though, that brand new level 65 Queen. Okay, let's spice things up a little bit and move on to the Expos. I am expecting the Expos to do a little bit more damage against the Queen. If you're doing any sort of Queen charge, this can be an area where you need to use a rage spell onto your healers. You can see that first Expo really doing decent damage. I think this one's going to be close. Now the reason I've spaced the defenses that little bit apart is so that you get to see them 1v1. I think if you're charging into an area, maybe them island style bases where there are Expos, you're going to have to use a rage, because as you can see, even at level 65, she still struggled. I think you guys will know that the Wizard Towers, being a splash damage, probably aren't going to do major damage here to the Queen, but let's see how many shots it takes to actually take one of them out. So as you can see, it gets it down to a slither of health, but still takes 5 hits from the Archer Queen in order to take out a maxed level Wizard Tower. Always interesting stuff to know as you're planning out your attacks, but let's move on to the next defense. Okay, let's quickly attack the sweeper in the air defense. We know it's not going to attack back, but at least you know how many shots it requires the Queen to take it down. However, the Dark Elixir drill is there because we have a Tesla farm. So let's see how that manages. This could be something which pops up against your Queen. Now, which defense are you most looking forward to? For me, it's the Giga Tesla, followed by the Inferno Tower. Even 4 Teslas, amazingly. They didn't all pop together there, I'm surprised, but 4 Teslas easily go down to that brand new level 65 Queen. Okay, so with that, let's move on to the Inferno Towers. Many of you will have put in the comments the single target Inferno will do the most damage against the Queen, and it might be the one you were most looking forward to. For me, it's always trying to secure that town hall in the CWL, so I'm looking forward to see how the Queen does against the Giga Tesla. Let's see how she does against the multi. I think we can be pretty confident that she's going to take this down, as she does. Again, leave a like if you enjoy this one, guys, and let me know if you want to see other videos like this and what you would like to see, because I'll try and bring them. Ooh, the Queen takes down the single Inferno at the same time that it takes the Queen down. That couldn't have been more of an epic matchup. I think we now show you the Eagle Artillery. Okay, I've gone ahead and activated the Eagle Artillery so you can see the damage it does on the Queen, and then when she takes out the storages she will move on up and you can see how many shots it requires the Queen in order to take down the Eagle. So hopefully she'll be stalled here for a little bit in order for you to see the damage. The first round of Eagle Artillery fire takes almost half of her health. There are some skeletons coming across here in order to stall her as well. This is going to be close, guys, as the Eagle Artillery fire comes down. Oh, she has survived it, and she is going to get within its range, so there you go. It's pretty powerful against the Queen, but she is able to take it down, although it does require her a plenty amount of shots, because obviously it is a high HP defense, but let's move on. Okay, we have the mortars, which were upgraded at Town Hall 12, the bomb tower, and then we will attack the Grand Warden. That will then just leave the Barbarian King, the Queen, and the Giga Tesla before we do the Immortal Archer Queen attack with 20 healers to see how she manages. We kind of know that the mortars and bomb towers are not really going to do anything. Again, they're splash damage defenses. Look at the Grand Warden. I like the look of that statue. That is pretty cool. And that did an incredible amount of damage to the Queen. Let's test it out. Archer Queen versus Archer Queen. This is funny, the level 65 Archer Queen, the brand new Queen on offense and on defense. It's really who gets the first attack in, and I know we haven't used the Queen's Royal Cloak in any of these attacks, but again, it just gives you a little bit of an idea. It's going to be the enemy Archer Queen unless we press the cloak. Boom, there we go, getting the victory. Let's test it out against the Barbarian King. We now just have the King, the Giga Tesla, and the Immortal attack. At the end of the video, I'm going to link a video that I did on the developer build showcasing all of these new maxed level troops together so that you can check that one out. It was pretty cool. Leave a like on this one if you do want to see the level 65 Barbarian King versus all defenses. That will let me know. Let's have a look at this one. The Queen getting into action here straight away, but the Barbarian King is doing fantastic. He was about to take down our Queen if we hadn't have pressed the Royal Cloak. The P.E.K.K.A. Barbarian King was about to get the victory. I'm looking forward to the next one. Let's test out the Queen versus the Giga Tesla. Can you guys believe that within a couple of months, it will have been 1 year since Town Hall 12 came out? Pretty crazy. There is all of the builders and the villagers running inside that Giga Tesla. I don't think that's going to help when we crush it to the ground with our level 65 Queen. But again, I'm looking forward to it. It's a pretty even match at the moment, but it looks like the Queen is going to get the victory. We have 20 healers cooped up, so let's... Oh, the Giga Bomb nearly took out the Queen. Look at how crazy that is. But level 65, she marches on. Level 60, she would have gone down. Let's take them healers and see what happens. Here we are, guys, 20 healers, an Immortal Archer Queen attack. Maybe we will even bring a video of this and doing a couple of different versions of it if you guys want to see it. I've thrown up a pretty crazy base, to be honest, but it is maxed out level, so it should still be challenging. I've got 4 Earthquake spells to help us through the base and a Wall Wrecker. I think, though, let's start the Queen over here. I can't remember if we've got CC troops. Ah, it's a P.E.K.K.A. So let's get 20 healers in. It's not really going to do much extra because the amount of healing you get onto the Queen is actually reduced. Is the Queen going to go... 20 healers, and she can't get through a Clan Castle P.E.K.K.A. Let's start it again. Okay guys, let's use the Queen on the opposite side of the base, away from the Clan Castle troops. I've also got rid of the Earthquake spells because they really weren't needed. So, let's just literally use the Queen on the opposite side. We do need to try and get in there though, towards the Eagle, don't we? So let's use the Queen here, alongside the healers at the back, and then let's use the Wall Wrecker there as well. Let's use that Rage spell in order to try and help out, because she's going to take a lot of damage here early on. Now the Wall Wrecker needs to open this compartment up. The Queen, is she going to do some 200 IQ, get into the base? or is she going to walk, or is she even going to batter against a wall like she normally does? I'm worried there's not enough to draw her into the base here. We also need to keep an eye on the eagle. It needs to continue firing onto the queen. If it goes to the healers, they might go down. That's good that the skeletons have drawn the queen in here. Get into the eagle artillery, watching what it is locking onto. If it locks onto the healers, we are going to have to use the freeze, because if they go down, it is raid over, guys. I am keeping an eye on this. It's still on the queen, but let's go ahead and freeze that eagle now. That might have been a mistake though, unless the queen can step up and get it, but she's going to get that eagle, guys. I'm feeling like this is looking good. Are we going to get a 2-star using just the archer queen, that brand new level 65 queen? I am going to have to use that rage now, try and keep her alive. I've got that ability, but I want to save it until she gets in range of the single inferno. She is getting blasted right now. Let's get a rage in ahead of time, because I do not want that to go down. We're at 30%. She's in the center of the base though. She kind of needs to just get to the outside of the base, rack up that percentage, but hopefully this is letting you see just how good she is, because she is tearing it up right now. That rage needs to continue to be there while she takes down the king. It is wearing out, and she is going to wear out. Unfortunately, we're going to have to use that ability. Hopefully she now doesn't get in range of the single inferno, otherwise she will get fried. We're up to nearly 40%. Don't go to the single inferno, queen. Do not go up there. Do not go in its range. She is so close to it, but she is so close to the 2-star. This is insane, guys. I think we might get it. I think we might get it. Drop down in the comments right now. Oh no, do not activate that P.E.K.K.A. Look at how much this queen has got through the base. This is insane. A 2-star with an immortal archer queen attack. What can I say? OP CWL attack. Drop it down in the comments. Level 65 Archer Queen, OP, and you've got to leave a like on it now, guys. How awesome was that? So if you questioned how good this level 65 Archer Queen was, I mean, that raid went pretty well, I've got to say, but there you go. She has annihilated a maxed out level base by herself. That is pretty epic. Turn on that notification bell, guys, if you do want to see more videos from the developer build. I will be bringing them prior to the update, and if you want to see more gameplay of the maxed out troop levels, I've got that video linked there for you now. But that wraps it up for this one. Until next time, peace out.